Teamwork. We all know what it means to try to make a team. And as the hopefuls try out, the coach watches to decide who will make the team. And after making the team, players must work as a group to achieve success. Without such teamwork, they will fail. In this program, Tony Fulginetti, Communication Briefings Public Relations Editor, and Jack Gillespie, Associate Editor, will talk about a different kind of team, the office team. They'll show you how that same kind of teamwork is just as vital in the office. That teamwork will ensure that you will succeed and earn praise from your boss and your colleagues, and that your organization will succeed and earn praise from your customers and clients. And they'll show you what you need to avoid and what you need to do to show that you're ready to play on the office team. And after you learn these things and make the office team, you must, like the players you saw earlier, know how to play on the team so that both you and your organization succeed. Now let's go inside the office and learn how sending the wrong body language signals could keep you off the office team.
The boss wants this report by Friday, and I just don't think I can get it done on time without help. What are the chances of you giving me a hand on it?
I don't know. I'm busy myself. Just what needs to be done?
Well, I need to contact all 10 field offices and get the sales figures for this quarter. That means some phone calls. Then I have to compare them to last quarter's results and prepare some charts. That will take most of my time. If you could make some of the calls, it would really help me out.
Well, I don't know. Whose name is going to go on this report?
Well, we could work that out. I just need to know if you'll help me. If you do, I'll help you out when you get in a bind.
Let me check my schedule. I'll think it over and I'll get back to you later.
Jack, we've just seen a typical office scene, but I suspect that a lot more is going on here than we realize. What's happening?
When they first started to talk, he was tapping his foot. If you want to know what someone is really thinking, look at the body part farthest from the brain. A tapping foot in this case signals boredom.
Yes, and did you notice his posture? He slouched in the chair. That means a person doesn't see you as a threat, but it could also signal dislike.
Also, if he had agreed with what you said, his head would have remained perpendicular to his body. But he signaled, "I object to what you're saying," because he tilted his head to one side. I also noticed, Tony, that at one point he was pulling on his ear as he spoke, which also signals something, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. That signals suspicion, and his comments bear that out. He was concerned about getting credit for helping.
He also sent some strong signals when he said he would think about it and let the person know later. Did you notice the pursed lips? That signals disagreement.
Yes, and failing to look at the person you're speaking to, letting your eyes roam around the room, signals that you're bored or annoyed or both.
And even though he said he would think it over, he had already said no in his subconscious. The tip-off there was when he smoothed his hair. People do something like that, or perhaps adjust their cuffs, when they want to end the conversation, but they don't want to say no outright.
So we've seen several negative nonverbal signals. Let's recap them. Tapping foot, I'm bored. Slouching, you're no threat. But I don't like you or what you said. Tilted head, I object to what you're saying. Ear pulling, I'm suspicious. Pursed lips, I disagree. Roving gaze, I'm bored, annoyed, or both. Smoothing the hair, I've already said no.
And clothes also tell us something, don't they, Tony?
Absolutely. When your dress fails to match the office standard, you're saying, I'm not a team player. You can't count on me. So, Jack, how will people in the office react when they see these signals?
What you have to remember is that a sharp colleague, or the boss, will read these signals and conclude he's not ready. In fact, he's not even trying to make the team.
Yes, and if he doesn't start trying, he'll never make the team, and he'll soon find himself on the bench. And now, look at a different kind of nonverbal signal, what your office arrangement and how you greet a visitor say about you.
Good morning, Jim. Thanks for coming in this morning. Have a seat.
Good morning, Linda. Thank you.
I see you have the Carstairs report with you. I have my copy here. I want to go over some of the wording in the abstract.
Jack, I assume that her greeting, where she placed her visitor's chair, and what she did after Jim sat down all tell us something about Linda. What is it?
Well, she got up, shook his hand, called him by name, offered him a seat. That shows she thinks of him as a teammate, that she wants to work with him, and she doesn't view him as merely working for her.
Yes, I agree. And the visitor's chair alongside her desk, not in front of it, also sends a positive signal. It says, I'm friendly. I want to work closely with you.
And swiveling her chair away from the desk also brought her closer to him. She did all she could to remove any barriers between them. She knows that barriers, furniture or otherwise, don't aid teamwork. Now let's take a look at Harry's office to see what we can learn about him.
Good morning, Harry.
Good morning. Sit down.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the Plumstead report.
Okay.
This time we definitely saw a different office image. It really says a lot about Harry, doesn't it?
You noted that Harry stayed in his seat when Jim came in and didn't use Jim's name when he greeted him, and he practically ordered him to sit down. That behavior offers mixed signals. It says, I'm not the friendly type. I'm a no-nonsense type who dispenses with small talk and gets right to work.
Yes, and if you arrange your furniture so your desk is always between you and a visitor, others could see you as insecure, unfriendly, or someone who wants to show authority. Let's summarize the main points.
Your furniture arrangement and how you greet people determine what people think of you.
To decide what you want them to think, ask, what image do I want to project?
Answer that question and act accordingly.
And a final point. From what we've seen, we have to conclude that Linda probably has the best chance to make the office team. You've no doubt heard these two sayings. A sloppy desk is a sign of disorganized thinking. A neat desk is a sign of a sick mind. But like many such sayings, they simplify too much. How you keep your desk depends on what works best for you. Even so, the sayings do contain some truth. But before we comment further, let's listen in on Bill and Larry as they work.
Larry, have you got a copy of that memo we got from George on the roof plan? I can't find mine.
Just a minute. Now, let me see. Yeah, I had that filed under memos. But when I reorganized my files, I must have put it under roof. Yeah, here it is.
Oh, man.
I guess I filed it under George when I changed my files yesterday.
Thanks, man. You're a lifesaver. Blair, you want me a pen? I can't find mine. Beautiful. You're a saint.
We've just seen the two desk extremes. If you can't work unless the desk is neat, then keep it neat and don't be ashamed of it. But don't overdo it like Larry did. Don't become a neatness fanatic. Don't spend so much time getting things in order that you waste valuable time you could have used to get the job done. And remember this, a sterile, too neat desk could make others think you lack warmth.
If organized clutter suits you, then keep a cluttered desk. Note the expression organized clutter. Many people who work at a cluttered desk know exactly where to find things.
But avoid the disorganized clutter that leads you to waste time searching for that book, memo, letter, report, or even the tool you need. And don't become the office pest who's always asking others for things because you can't or won't dig through the mess on your desk. And one more point. A cluttered desk can make visitors feel they're intruding on you, and that could hurt your chances of becoming part of the office team.
And someone like Bill could avoid that problem and have space to work if he used this four-step approach to deal with paperwork. First, throw it out if you can. If you can't throw it out, delegate it to someone else. If you can't throw it out or delegate it, deal with it now. If you can't throw it out, delegate it, or deal with it now, file it. But put it where you can find it fast.
However you keep your desk, remember this: being too neat or too sloppy can cut your work output, and lack of output can hurt your chances to make the office team.
Trying to make the office team is like driving down a road to success. To drive safely down that road, you must learn to spot and avoid those time-wasting potholes. One of the worst, phone interruptions. Let's watch Gloria at work to see how phone interruptions can cut productivity.
Yes. Okay. Thanks. Hello, George. What's on your mind? Let me check. I don't know. Tuesday, 10 a.m. Okay, that sounds good. She did? George, that's wonderful. What's she going to do? Oh, that's a good firm to work for. Listen, George, I have scads to do. I'll catch up with you next week, okay? Okay, bye-bye. Yes, Helen? All right, I'll have to talk to her. Yes, Amy? I see. They didn't say when they were going to be here? Well, what do you think would be best? All right, I agree. Set it up for then. I'll see you later on at lunch. We can talk more about it. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Bye. Yes, Helen, what is it now? Well, can't I call him back later? He's leaving for Zurich in 10 minutes. I wish I were. All right. Oh, Harry, how lucky can you get? You're off to Switzerland?
As you can see, if this continues, Gloria won't accomplish much in the office. She'll either work late or take the work home. How could she avoid this problem? How can you avoid this problem? Two things you can try right away. The best choice: insist on some time each day when you won't accept calls. If you persist, others eventually will accept it. Schedule your must-do work when you know you won't get many calls. And you also could train your secretary to screen your calls and put them in 4 groups. Those you must get directly, those that someone else can handle, those the secretary can handle, and those you can return later. Gloria would also get more done if she trained her secretary to tell callers she's busy and ask them to decide if the call warrants interrupting her. Forcing them to decide lessens the chance someone's feelings will be hurt because you wouldn't take the call. To underscore that it's vital to deal with this problem, keep this in mind. Phone interruptions can waste as much as 4 full work weeks a year. On the other hand, it's just as vital to make the phone work for you. You should make the phone, and of course the fax, your #1 communication tools. Write only when you must. One call may equal several memos or letters. Now let's go back to Gloria and look at another time stealer: unwanted office visitors.
Hi, Gloria. How's it going?
Not too well, I'm afraid. I have to get this report done, and the phone's driving me crazy.
I know what you mean. I had a day like that last Thursday. Finally got caught up. Got a breather. Whew, boy. Oh, talk about breathing. Had the free lung test the other day. Came out perfect. They did blood pressure, too. 135/80. Absolutely super. But Charlie, whoo, he had a 200 reading. Talk about a guy in a panic.
Listen,
Wow.
Paul, I'd love to chat. I have to get this report done. I hope you'll understand.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Oh, almost forgot. Paula finally took her first steps. You gotta take a look at these pictures. They are adorable.
When Gloria finally gets Paul out of her office, she'll still have to get her report done. What could she have done to make this unwanted visit shorter without being rude? Let's look at a replay.
Hi, Gloria. How's it going?
Not very well, I'm sorry to say. I've got this report to do, and the phone's driving me crazy. I was just going to get a drink of water. Come on, I'll walk you back to your office.
This time, Gloria played it smart. She stood up as soon as Paul entered, and she got him out of her office quickly. True, she'll still have to chat with him in the hall, but it will be easier for her to get away from him once they're outside her office. And let's look at another technique she could use. As you can see, Gloria has put things on the chairs. The idea, if Paul can't get comfortable, he won't stay long. Granted, these two techniques may not work on every office pest, but they could help you shorten the interruptions that won't let you get your work done.
So far, we've talked about how you can deal with others who waste your time. But you must also guard against wasting time yourself. Gloria looks frustrated by the pile of work in front of her. Let's talk about what probably put her in this predicament and offer some tips on how she might have avoided this dilemma. First, poor scheduling. Gloria should have figured how much time she needed to do each job and then added at least a half-day cushion time. Procrastination. Some simple but sage advice. Do it now. The longer she waits, the longer it will take her to do it. That can only cause stress and tarnish her image with her colleagues and her boss. Overloading. If Gloria doesn't learn to say no, she'll never get her work done. She should help others when she can, but she shouldn't take on tasks just to impress fellow workers or the boss. Failure to delegate. Gloria looks like someone who's trying to do everything herself. She probably could have delegated some of her tasks to a secretary or an aide.
Gloria's frustration signals that she needs to meet, not with others, but with herself. Like everyone else, she should avoid unneeded meetings, but the one meeting she should call every week is one with herself. To get the most out of that meeting, she should pick a time when she knows she'll feel alert and creative, and she should prepare an agenda that lists these questions. If I failed to make the boss happy with my work, why did I fail? If I did anything to make the boss unhappy with my work, what was it? And how can I make sure I don't do it again? If I see a deadline problem, what can I do to correct it? What have I done to help the organization meet its goals? Have I used my time wisely? Like Gloria, if you use this method, you must answer each question honestly and act to deal with any problems. When you do, you'll gain the respect and build the credibility that will help you make the office team.
Our communication personality is made up of things like how flexible we are, how sensitive we are,
and how much our ego is in our communications.
Look at this scene in the typical office.
Kathy, your work seems to be coming in later each day. Are you still outlining before your first draft?
Yes, I tried your free writing method, but it doesn't work. I have to outline first.
It's a waste of time. Look, beginning tomorrow, I want you to use my procedures in your next report.
All right, I'll try it.
Oh, by the way, you seem to be spending an awful lot of time on the phone. How come?
I take notes so I don't forget the information.
It's a waste of paper.
Why don't you try taking notes during your phone conversations as I do? You'll find it will help you remember better.
I've been in this business 10 years. I don't need an employee telling me how to talk on the phone or be a success.
But have you tried it?
No, and I don't intend to. I know what works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
How do you know it isn't broken?
You trying to tell me I don't know the difference between a good phone manner and a poor one?
No, I'm suggesting that a lot of successful people have tried taking notes during phone conversations and have become more successful than ever.
They probably don't have the talent for remembering things from conversations.
And do you have that talent?
Yes.
You didn't remember that Mr. Jones moved the publication deadline up a week. That cost us a contract.
He had no right to change the schedule. If he hadn't done that, everything would have been fine.
But you didn't remember.
My secretary wasn't there when I took the call. Usually after every call, I dictate the conversation. If she'd been there, everything would have been fine.
I wouldn't want to work with that guy. What's his problem?
Well, first, he's insensitive to the work habits of others. Workers should let people do things in their own way. as long as they're done right and on time. We really shouldn't impose our work habits on others.
So an outlining person should be allowed to outline before writing, just as a morning person might like morning meetings, but an evening person could probably meet all night if necessary.
Right, Jack. If we played follow the leader in business all the time, workers would fail more frequently, and morale and productivity would drop.
Yes, and supervisors should set production quotas and deadlines, but leave the process to the employees.
Jack, didn't Bob seem unbending about taking notes during a phone conversation?
Yes, he did. Inflexible workers, those who need to get their way all the time or think they're always right, aren't good team members. Workers must see other points of view, tolerate differences, and allow alternatives. If they don't, they'll start a war on the job and drive people away. Bob's looking for trouble. He may soon find himself alone.
Bob was hostile, too. If we carry a chip on our shoulders into our communications, we're going to lose more often than we win. Look at how hostile people treat hotel receptionists, government clerks, telephone operators. And if they do it outside the organization, they might do it inside to their own employees.
Hostile people are a problem to organizations, aren't they?
Yes, they are, Jack. And they should begin their communication by picturing the people they're talking to as though they were their relatives. If they think they're doing it to members of their family, they might back off. At the very least, they should reflect that they're doing it to someone's mother or father or husband or wife or child. Did I detect that Bob didn't like being criticized, Jack?
You did, and that's a big problem in personal communications. We should all look at ourselves. Are we open to improvement, or do we think we're already perfect? You know, psychologists say that people who have to be right all the time are looking for constant congratulations, just what their parents gave them when they were children. Try to help these perfectionists see that it's all right to be wrong. They won't lose respect. In fact, they'll gain some.
Bob showed us something else, too. Look at the end of the scene again.
You trying to tell me I don't know the difference between a good phone manner and a poor one?
No, I'm suggesting that a lot of successful people have tried taking notes during phone conversations and have become more successful than ever.
They probably don't have the talent for remembering things from conversations.
And do you have that talent?
Yes.
You didn't remember that Mr. Jones moved the publication deadline up a week. That cost us a contract.
He had no right to change the schedule. If he hadn't done that, everything would have been fine.
But you didn't remember.
My secretary wasn't there when I took the call. Usually after every call, I dictate the conversation. If she'd been there, everything would have been fine.
You see, Jack, Bob wasn't able to separate what he did from what people thought of him. When Kathy suggested that his relying on his memory for phone information might not be the best habit, he wasn't able to separate his ego from his work. We should never think that our persons are in our writing or filing or speeches. These are our work products, not us. And if someone criticizes our work so we can do better, no problem.
Yes, I also noticed how Kathy simply accepted the suggestion to skip the outlining process before producing her next report, even when Bob called her practice a waste of time. That takes a lot of self-esteem. She's already decided that outlining is only her work product, not herself. So the most important trait is communication personality. We've said that it includes sensitivity to others' work habits, acceptance of criticism, flexibility, friendliness, objectivity, and Tony, are there any others?
Yes, there are, Jack. I'd like to add using straight talk to say what you mean so other workers don't have to guess at your meaning.
And let's not forget delivering what you promise on time and sooner if possible.
And Jack, I'd like to add another one of my favorites, keeping confidences. Workers shouldn't use confidential information to appear in on things or to gain popularity. And Jack, how about if we add a good sense of humor to the list? When we don't take ourselves too seriously, we're able to make mistakes, survive crises, and establish balance without going to pieces.
And workers should develop a sense of fairness, too. It's a great get-along trait. It avoids power clicks on the job, it doesn't take extreme positions, and always avoids personal attacks.
Sounds like the kind of person I'd like to work with.
Most people would. That's why really solid workers always have a sound communication style. They know who they are, they know how to get their ideas across, and they know how to consider others when they do it. If you have all those traits, you're ready to play on the team.
To work on a team, you must know how to communicate effectively with your colleagues. Showing your coworkers respect and carrying a positive attitude to work every day will help your team reach its goals. Sometimes, however, the team falters.
Sorry I'm late. I did not realize what time it was.
I just wanted to ask you why your memos are always so long, and if you're finished using my ruler yet.
Oh, never mind about those things. Let's talk about more important things. Did you hear about that new copy machine in marketing? I heard it can make 4,000 copies in 10 seconds. You going to that wine and cheese party? I heard all the bigwigs will be there. And oh yeah,
To prevent internal friction and build rapport with your colleagues, try these tips. When you have an appointment with a colleague, be on time. Don't make her wait for you. Also, know when the visit is over and leave. If people perceive you as a time waster, you won't be invited to visit again.
Also, returning something you borrowed when you're done with it. Colleagues don't mind lending equipment or supplies if they're returned on time. Respect that.
Write succinctly. Use one word instead of three. This enables people to read your memos, proposals, and letters more quickly, and it shows that you respect their time.
Returning phone calls promptly is important. Even if you know the call is going to be a negative one, return it promptly. This pleases people and puts them in a better frame of mind.
Try this tip. Clip articles from publications, articles that others may not have read but will benefit from. Send them with a handwritten note that says something like, "Thought you might like to see this."
And writing 1 or 2 paragraph thank you notes to colleagues who help you.
Conflict in the office is inevitable. Colleagues and bosses will criticize you, misunderstand you, argue with you, resist you, oppose you, demand apologies from you, embarrass you, and even become hostile toward you. But knowing how to deal with these situations will benefit you and your team. When a colleague, boss, or customer constantly argues with you, handle the conflict in this way. Listen to the other person without interrupting. You'll get your chance, and a better one, if you first give the other person your uninterrupted attention.
Pause before responding. If you answer too quickly, you send the signal that you haven't heard or don't care about what the other person is saying.
State your position calmly and logically. Your opposer will understand your argument more clearly if you offer evidence instead of just opinion.
Use a third person. Sometimes an arbiter can remove the emotion generated by disagreements.
Allow your opponent to save face. Offer the other person a way to come over to your side. Say something like, "I understand why you felt that way before you received this new information."
But sometimes it's not that easy.
Never work your way.
no, Jim, you were wrong on this one. Why don't you just admit it?
I'm not wrong, Bob, and don't point in my face.
Yeah? What are you going to do about it?
This!
When the other person is upset or angry, use a different approach. Try these techniques when you deal with an angry person. Don't touch anyone. Never compound the problem by coming to blows, getting into a yelling match, or even giving a silent treatment.
And don't show your anger. You can do it non-verbally too, so beware. And if both boss and worker are angry, solutions become even more difficult.
And never talk down to an angry person. Don't patronize a person with statements like this. You're upset now, so why don't you calm down and we'll continue when you're more rational.
And avoid threats. Anger is a heightened state of self-defense. Threats only make the person more defensive and hence more angry. Use these strategies to reduce conflicts and build a stronger team. But the best way to prevent an argument, as some say, is not to get into one in the first place. Try these suggestions to coexist more peacefully. Hold face-to-face meetings with your potential opponents. These meetings will let you know exactly what your opposers are thinking.
At the face-to-face meeting, stress common interests and agreements. This often yields pleasant surprises and can save a lot of time.
Also at the meeting, don't hide your views. Make sure you bring up your personal feeling about your relationship with your opponent. If you hide your feelings, all other issues will also be affected.
Using the techniques we discussed earlier will help your office run smoothly. But some people need more reinforcement than others. Consider this scenario.
Why are you so down, John?
I don't know, Betty. I just can't seem to get excited about work. I don't know what it is. I make good money. I get an hour and a half lunch. But I just don't enjoy coming to work.
You can help this type of person work with you and others on the team by offering subtle compliments. Cite specific activities on which the person did a good job. Say something like this: I appreciate the time and effort you put in on the ABC proposal. That's much better than just saying, good job.
Use the person's name when you speak to her and link her to something positive. Instead of just saying, thanks for organizing the meeting, say, Pat, thanks for coming in early to organize the meeting.
Recognize a complimenter. Say, thanks, Bob, for noticing. You've made my day. But be careful. Don't return a compliment just after you've received one. It probably diminishes the value of the compliment you just received.
Ask that person's advice or opinion. Say, Jennifer, what do you think of the plan? Or, we haven't heard from Jennifer yet. I'd like her ideas on this. Remember the 4 most important words for getting along on the job. What do you think?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Jones, I just can't do that for you. No, we don't make any exceptions. If you don't like my answer, you can talk to somebody else. I've gone as far as I can with this. Right, Mrs. Jones, but I hope you have a better day than the one that you just wished me. Oh, and next time you call, ask for somebody else. Goodbye.
What was all that about?
All in a day's work, just business.
Business? I thought we had it pretty good.
What's so good about it? It's just a job. You know, we don't get anything extra if we do a good job, and nobody says thank you if we do well. I know more than my supervisor about what I do. So how should I get excited?
You mean you just come to work because it's just something to do for a living?
Why not? I don't own the business. I don't get anything if it does well. You know, they're always telling us to think of this as our business. I didn't notice my name on the stocks the last time I looked.
I never thought of it that way. Did something happen to make you feel this way?
Just the other day, I had this great idea. It would have helped the company make more money. But nobody ever asks us what we think. So I said, okay, I just work here. It's none of my business.
Wow, that's really a shame. I mean, you have such great ideas, too. You seem sort of distant. I mean, out of step with what everyone else is doing. Why is that?
I'll conform when I have to. And any of the other times, I'll be myself on the job. Nobody is going to make me what I'm not.
No one's trying. What's your bottom line for working?
I'll tell you this, Bob. My bottom line is not the same as the company's. They want whatever they can get out of me for their growth. So I'm going to use them for my growth.
Well, I just thought I'd come in to see how you were doing.
I'm surviving.
But not growing.
I'm not being nourished.
You aren't nourishing yourself either.
What would you do in my place?
She doesn't seem happy, does she?
Basically, she doesn't see herself as a team player, Jack. She has a misguided, rugged individualism that says, I don't own the company, so why should I care about it?
Well, she doesn't. She's like so many other employees in banks, hospitals, restaurants, and other organizations who really get nothing more from the company if they do a good job.
It's true that some companies don't share profits. Probably they should. But she's no different than teachers, child care workers, motor vehicle workers, who get nothing more from the government than their salaries. But they still do a good job.
Because they work for themselves first, not for a company or organization. They're intrapreneurs, employees who act as though they do own the company.
People should work for themselves first. They should have pride in what they do. After all, their names and reputations are on their products and services. A sports team, for example, is made up of individuals who don't own stock. But the team can't be successful if each player isn't working hard for himself or herself first.
Besides, when the team wins, the player wins. Kathy will keep her job and perhaps get a raise or a promotion if she does all she could. She's only hurting herself when she stops halfway.
What else could Kathy do, Jack?
She needs to polish her communication style. Each company wants its employees or its people to speak and write in a way that reflects how the company feels about its customers and clients. Kathy needs more than just telephone skills. Like other workers, she needs to audit her communication style to see where she can improve. Bob might be the perfect person inside the company to act as her mentor.
All workers need to know their businesses and their bosses. Team playing means that you know your company's position in the marketplace. You know the competition, plans for growth, financial position, advertising, public relations, everything your company does to produce and market its products or services.
Knowing the boss is important too. If you make your boss look good, help him or her to succeed, it has to help you.
Knowing the boss also means knowing how the boss wants phones answered, letters written, reports prepared, deadlines met, etiquette followed, and a lot more.
Like knowing the bottom line in the company. If you want to know what's important to the company, then you'll spend your time on the right things.
There's a theory, Jack, called the double bottom line. The first bottom line is the relationship you establish with a customer or the public. The second bottom line is the sale or use of the service or product by the customer. Now, customers and clients don't usually get to the second bottom line until they go through the first.
Right. That's why every phone call, letter, greeting of a customer at a bank, hospital, or grocery store is getting the customer to the first bottom line. So working for yourself, having pride in what you do, is really the only way to establish a relationship with a customer. Employees must learn how to motivate themselves on the job.
Jack, Kathy forgot the most important rule in business. Treat the customer the way you would want to be treated if you were the customer. Her phone call would have been a lot different if she had pretended she was making the call. Real entrepreneurs do that. They make certain that every comfort and consideration is given to the customer or employee. They know that if they envision themselves on the receiving end, they'll give service as well as they can every time. Kathy also spoke about not wanting to conform. Jack, is that dangerous in business?
Yes. Knowing the corporate culture, the way things are done in a company, is necessary to be an entrepreneur. If you appear to be playing on another team, the coach might just scratch your name from the lineup. The smartest workers know the etiquette, customs, and courtesies of their company.
Right. They also know how things are to be done, such as when to schedule meetings, how to observe lines of authority, when it's all right to accept or refuse invitations to company socials or picnics. Playing on the team means wearing the same uniform.
Kathy said she had a good idea to help the company, but no one asked her about it. If she really wants to win on this team, she's going to have to get off the bench and get with the program. Entrepreneurs are always looking for ways to do a better job. They step up and offer ideas. They don't wait to be asked. But the company should have had a way to get her ideas or risk losing her.
Right, Jack. It's a two-way street. Besides giving, she also needs to learn how to take. Team players ask for support from their teammates and managers. They don't ever believe that they alone know how something's to be done every time. Kathy complained about not growing and being nourished. She needs to tell that to someone other than Bob.
Like so many workers, Kathy needs to want to get along with others. If she continues to be a loner in the workplace, she'll never succeed. You can be a great quarterback on a football team, but it won't do you any good if the lineman won't block for you. Can you imagine a quarterback who doesn't get along with his lineman? He's in for a short career.
That's a great analogy, Jack.
Yes, and I was also intrigued by Kathy's final question when she said to Bob, "What would you do in my place?" How would you answer that, Tony?
I think, Jack, that Kathy needs to care. She needs to care about herself as a worker, about her communication style, about being on a team, about contributing and winning. If workers lose their spirit, they simply coast out. They don't care anymore. And like athletes, that's when they're most likely to get injured. Let's review what we've said about winning on the team. Here's a listing of our ideas. First of all, work for yourself. Polish your style. Know your business and your boss. Know the bottom line. Know the corporate culture.
Treat customers as you would treat yourself. Contribute ideas for change. Ask for support. Get along. Care.
If you heed all the advice these experts have offered, you'll make the office team, and you'll be able to play the game so that both you and your organization will succeed.
Hey,
What?
we got the contract!
This video was produced by the publishers of Communication Briefings, a monthly newsletter read by more than 200,000 communication professionals worldwide. Briefings offers more information on this topic in Communicating Effectively and Communicating Effectively 2, special reports that bulge with hundreds of ideas to help you become a better communicator. And the best ideas in employee communication, packed with more than 200 techniques that work to help improve morale, productivity, and employees' ability to get along with each other. Other videos in the Briefings library are on persuasion, writing, getting ahead, communicating and winning, and time management. To order these materials or to get a free sample issue of Communication Briefings, write to Communication Briefings, P.O. Box 587, Glassboro, New Jersey, 08028 USA, or call toll-free 800-888-4402.